You know, I'm really at a loss for words. It's really hard to put in words how bad this team is. The offensive line sucks. There's no running game. The defense is inconsistent. And the fact of the matter is, Andy Dalton sucks. It's time for him to go. We're 0-4 now. We might as well just go ahead and tank and try to get Tua Tagovailoa or Trevor Lawrence. Like the season is a foregone conclusion. It's already over. Bottom line. And I know that this is only Zach Taylor's fourth game. I know that he's inheriting Marvin Lewis's players. I know that it's new head coach, new coaching staff. I understand that, but God, I just don't understand how you can be this bad. I really don't. I understand that AJ Green's out and Cordy Glenn's out along with a few other guys who don't really play a lot, but still, I mean, how are you this awful? The Miami Dolphins are the worst. I mean, they're the only team keeping us from being the worst team in the league right now. I honestly think that this team has a legitimate chance to go 0-16. They really do. This is the worst Bengals team that I've seen in years. This kind of reminds me of the 2008 team that started 0-8 with Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback. And one of those teams from the 90s. Honestly, this team is just like one of the teams from the 90s. Just like 2002 when they went 2-14. I'm just so disgusted with the Bengals right now. I'm done with the Bengals this year. I'm just completely done with them. I'm glad that hockey starts Friday so I can start rooting for the Blue Jackets and a franchise that wants to win and has good players, because the Bengals, they're just a total disgrace. I don't get why anybody would root for them the rest of this year. And I'm honestly interested to see how many empty seats are going to be in Paul Brown Stadium next week when the Arizona Cardinals come to town. Attendance next week is going to be very interesting. Why would anybody show up? I honestly just don't get it. New day? Yeah, new day, my butt. This team is butt. This team is a disgrace to football. They really are. And I'm just, as somebody said, it gets harder and harder to watch this team with each passing year because they're just awful. I mean, that's just the bottom line. They just suck. So honestly, this team isn't worth doing previews or recaps for the rest of the games this year because they suck this year. There's no reason to do previews or recaps of Bengals games because we know that every game they play is most likely going to be a loss with the exception of maybe like the Jets or the Dolphins. But other than that, they're screwed because this team is just so big of a trash heap. It's just hard to put into words. And, I understand that this is Zach Taylor's first year, but he's got to get things turned around fast because I'm not a fan of Zach Taylor so far. Like I said, I understand that it's really not his fault, but he's got to do a lot more to turn this ship around and show me that he has what it takes to be a head coach. He was never even an offensive coordinator in the NFL. He was in the college ranks, but in the NFL, he was just a quarterback's coach. And you see what he's done so far. So I just don't even know what to say. This team just gets worse and worse with each passing year, and it's just so hard to watch them. There's no reason to watch this year. The season, we're 0-4. The season is obviously over. So why waste your time on them? It's just that simple. But I'll still do NFL picks every week. I still like watching the game of football and watching NFL games, but there's no reason to take joy in watching this team because they're just a disgrace. It's just that simple. Just don't even know what to say.